Good intentions are great, but how often do you find that they do not really translate into real results? What if I told you that there is a secret in order to turn your goals into tangible outcomes that you can see and feel? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can bridge the gap between wishing for something and actually translating that wish into real results. So if this sounds interesting, then stick around until the end and see how you can do it. One of my clients, Lisa, got laid off from her work and she was looking for work. After applying to a lot of places for 1 month, she wasn't able to find anything. So after I worked with her as a psychic and looked at the stars, I found that it would be difficult for her to get a real job for the next 6 months. So how exactly did she do it? Well, we decided to bridge the gap for those 6 months using a part-time gig which was favored by the stars, and that she could actually use it to get paid, and this would help her avoid feeling down until she got the new job. Hello everybody, I am Vaishali Nikhade. I'm an engineer turned psychic with over 9,000 readings, and I show you how you can leverage the power of stars for your love life. Here's what you're going to learn in this video. Why people prefer to sit in pain, the feeling has it all, and the magic in the stars. By the end of this video, you will know how you can turn your good intentions into real results. So let's get started. The first point is why people would sit in pain. So there are two different kinds of energies. One of them is pain and the other one is pleasure. And most of us, or most human beings, they would rather sit in pain than try and gain pleasure, which means that they would just keep procrastinating and avoiding certain things because it is too painful to be able to get out of that pain and move towards pleasure. So what exactly does that mean? For instance, if you use a scheduler to schedule your daily tasks and you write down a list of tasks that you need to do, then you will find that one task moves from day 1 to day 2, day 2 to day 3, day 3 to day 4, and so on. If this sounds familiar, then go ahead and put that in the comments and let me know if you've ever done this, or you are like the most obedient student in the class and you kind of finish everything and you never push things because you don't really want to avoid sitting in pain. So the next part is the feeling has it all. So sitting in pain is just procrastination. It just means that you don't really feel good about it. So what do? You don't really do anything about it. You just kind of sit on it and just wait until the next day when you feel, or you feel that you would feel better the next day. And then the next day comes around and it's the same situation, which means that you would still rather sit in pain than take any action towards it. And this can go on for days. In certain cases, it can go on for weeks. In certain cases, it can go on for months. And God forbid, it can even go on for years. Hopefully not, but it can. So people want to avoid pain at any cost. So what exactly is the way to get out of that pain? The way to get out of that pain is just a tiny bit of pleasure. Even if I were to show you that just this 0.1% pleasure in getting out of that pain, you would do it. The reason you're not getting out of that pain is because you don't really feel that there is going to be pleasure when you get out of it. So essentially, you need something, some validation that you're going to see some success when you get out of pain. It could be that you feel that the results may not be in your favor if you were to get out of that pain. So even a tiny bit of success will have you get out of procrastination. For instance, the easiest example would be that of grocery stores, where they have like a special every week. And the reason they have that special every week is for them to lure you into the grocery store so that not only will you get that special, but you will get something additional along with it, which you may have been avoiding because you didn't really want to go to the grocery store. So that is one example. So is there a better way to do it? We come to the next part where I show you the magic of the stars, or the magic is in the stars. Before the advent of modern devices, most people would use stars for navigation. For instance, the sailors in ancient times would use stars for navigation, and they would kind of use it to find the direction in which they needed to go or which they need to maneuver their ship in order to get to the destination. Because even if they were slightly off, then they would go to a different destination than the one they intended to. Take the example of farmers during ancient times, and they would look at the position of the stars in the sky, and using this, they could navigate the seasons. They would know that when the stars move from a certain position to a certain position, or when they saw certain patterns, then the seasons were changing, and then based on that, they would use it to do their farming or plant their crops or reap their harvest. So how does that help you if you are looking for work? Or let's say you are looking for improving a certain aspect of your life. Most of the people, they have like 4 or 5 major areas of their life which they work on, which could be career or work, it could be finances or money, it could be romance or relationships, it could be health, and then everything else. So because of the nature of the stars, essentially, the stars have all the information within them, or they show you when a certain aspect of time is going to be favorable for a certain activity. So based on that, you can know that, okay, I need to focus on my career for this particular week, or I need to focus on love for this particular week, or I need to focus on my health for this particular week, and so on. Just like we saw the example for Lisa, that even though she was grinding things out, she was not having any luck. She was not getting any interview calls. There was no problem with her resume, but the stars were not favorable for her. And they were not going to be favorable for her for another 6 months, which is a long period of time. So how do you bridge this gap? Essentially, we decided that she would be better off getting the part-time job and using that to bridge the gap until she gets the full-time job. So that was the advantage that she had by working with me, to leverage the power of the stars. Had she just been doing this by herself, then she would just be grinding her way out for 6 months, and that would leave her feeling totally frustrated. So just by leveraging the power of the stars and making a very, very small shift, which is just take up a part-time job until she gets the full-time work, because she knew it wasn't coming for 6 months, she was able to stay sane and in a good frame of mind, knowing that something better was around the corner. So how would you be able to leverage the power of the stars? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have a free masterclass where I show you how you can leverage the power of the stars and use it in your day-to-day life in order to be able to move forward with a lot more ease and kind of turn those good intentions into real results. Like, not just think about it, or not like think about it and start working on it and getting frustrated because nothing is moving, But this way you can get the ball rolling and get things moving so that you can feel or taste that little bit of success, which will help you keep the momentum to move forward. So if you feel like no matter how hard you push, nothing is ever moving in your favor, then I would encourage you to look at divine timing and how things work. And that video should be coming up on your screen right now, and I will see you in the next video.